Have you ever just stood at a bus stop and had no idea if the bus would stop for you?
Yeah, you're looking around, there's no sign, no bench, maybe just a metal pole in the ground.
And you're thinking, am I even in the right place?
And honestly, if you're not used to how buses work here, it can feel a little scary.
Especially if you've just moved to Canada or the US and you're trying public transit for the first time.
Things like payment, asking the driver, even knowing when to get off, it's not always obvious.
That's why we're doing this episode. We'll walk you through the full ride, from planning and paying to getting off at the right stop.
And along the way, we'll explain some cultural tips too. Things that are common in Canada and even how it's a little different in places like New York.
So you don't just learn the words, you learn how it works in real life. By the way, if this is your first time here, welcome. This is Real English Talk, where we help newcomers learn real-life English for everyday life in North America.
Follow the podcast so you don't miss the next episode and share it with a friend who's learning too.
Let's go back to that moment, your first bus ride in a new city.
You're standing on the sidewalk, the bus is coming.
And you're not sure what to do.
So let's break it down, step by step, together.
Okay, before we even get to the bus stop, we need to talk about one important thing.
How to pay. Super important. If you don't know how to pay, the whole trip gets awkward real fast.
I used to think I needed exact change, like coins, but now I just tap with my phone.
Yeah, it's way easier now. In most Canadian cities, like Toronto, you can tap with your credit card, debit card, or even your phone using Apple Pay or Google Pay.
That's so helpful. So you don't have to buy a transit card right away.
Nope. But if you're planning to ride often, getting a Presto card is still a good idea.
And where can people get one?
You can buy a Presto card online, at Shoppers Drug Mart, or at stations. Then you load money onto it, kind of like a gift card.
Okay, and if someone doesn't have a card or a tap-enabled phone?
Then you can still pay with cash, but here's the catch. You need exact change. Most buses don't give change, and they don't take bills or debit.
So, no $5 bills and no asking the driver for coins?
Nope. You gotta bring the exact amount in coins, like $3.35 or whatever the fare is in your city.
Sounds like tapping is way easier.
It is. And when you tap, whether it's a card or Presto, it also gives you a transfer window, so you can switch to another bus for free within a time limit.
That's actually really helpful. I remember before my first ride, I had no idea if I was supposed to have a card or not.
When I lived in New York, we didn't even have tapping. You had to swipe a Metro card, and half the time it didn't read on the first try.
That sounds annoying. I like just tapping and walking on.
It's way better. All right, so let's say you're getting ready for your first ride. What would that look like?
I check the time and realize the bus is coming in 15 minutes. I grab my phone, make sure my wallet's in my bag.
And if you don't have a card?
I'd either bring coins or stop at Shoppers to buy a Presto card.
Nice. That's all you need. You're ready to ride.
That's how getting ready might sound.
Let's go over a few useful words from that scene.
First, Presto card. That's a reloadable transit card used across many cities in Ontario.
Next, tap. That means just hold your card or phone near the machine. It beeps, and you're good to go.
Then we said exact change. That means the bus won't give you change back, so you need the exact coins.
And finally, load. When you load a card, you're adding money to it. You can do that in person or online.
If you're listening, say this with us. Can I pay with my phone?
Go ahead, say it again. Can I pay with my phone? It's a simple phrase, but super useful.
All right, next up, how do you even find the right stop?
Good question. In North America, finding the right stop isn't always as simple as you'd think.
So, how do I know I'm at the right stop?
Look for a pole or sign with the bus number on it. Sometimes there's a little icon, sometimes it's just a tiny sticker, super easy to miss.
And the direction matters too, right?
Yeah, like Route 25 can go east or west. Make sure you're on the side of the street that matches your direction. Google Maps usually tells you.
I've used that app. It even shows a little dot moving when the bus gets closer.
Exactly. And some stops have real-time screens showing when the next bus arrives. But in smaller cities or older routes, not always.
What about shelters? Some places I waited had nothing. No seat, no cover.
Yep. Big cities like Toronto or Vancouver might have shelters at major stops. But smaller ones, it could just be you, a pole, and the sky.
Do I need to wave at the driver?
If it's dark or quiet, a small wave helps. Some drivers won't stop if they're not sure you want to board.
Oh, I didn't know that. I used to just stand there and hope.
Same here. One time in New York, I was texting and the bus just zoomed past. I learned fast.
So, look alert, stand by the sign, maybe give a nod or wave. Got it.
Also, if others are waiting, form a line. It's not a rule, but it's polite.
And if I'm the only one?
Then you just step forward when the bus stops. Easy.
Okay, bus is coming and I'm ready.
Totally normal. Let's walk through it together.
Sounds great. Okay, next, let's talk about what to say when you actually get on the bus. And now I find the stop, the bus arrives, I step on, and my mind just goes blank.
Yeah, totally normal. You're inside the bus and thinking, wait, does this even go where I need to go?
And sometimes it's hard to tell, especially when the route number is right, but the direction is wrong.
That's why it's super helpful to ask the driver or even another passenger.
Is it common to talk to strangers like that? I mean, back home, people usually keep to themselves.
Totally get that. But in Canada or the US, small questions like this about directions or stops are totally normal.
Even in big cities?
Yeah, like in Toronto or New York, people might seem in a rush, but if you ask kindly, someone will help you out.
So I don't have to feel weird about it?
Not at all. People usually appreciate that you're trying to get it right instead of guessing.
Are drivers okay with that? Like, do people usually ask?
Definitely. Just be quick and polite. They've got a job to do.
So, like, don't block the door or hold up the line?
Exactly. Just a quick excuse me and one simple question. Also, some drivers have plastic shields or wear headphones. It's not rude, they just focus on safety.
I've also seen people ask other riders. That works too, right?
Yeah, most people are happy to help, especially if they see you're new or a bit lost.
Let's act it out. I'll be the one getting on.
All right, I'll play the driver. Let's go.
Excuse me, does this bus go to Main Street?
Yep, we stop there in about 10 minutes.
Great, thanks. Will it announce the stop?
Yeah, there's a voice system, but I can give you a heads up if you want.
That'd be awesome. I'm new to the area.
Yeah, thanks for playing that out. Now let's try asking another passenger. I'll be the rider this time, and you play the other passenger.
No problem. Let's go.
Hi, do you know if this bus stops at Main Street and Oak?
Yeah, I think that's like 3 stops from now. I'll let you know when we're close. Yeah, thanks for playing that out. That's honestly so helpful. People have saved me more than once on buses.
Yeah, same here. And that's our little role play. Super simple, but it really helps when you're new.
By the way, what if someone uses a wheelchair or wants to bring their bike?
Great question. Most buses here are wheelchair accessible. They have ramps that fold out and space to lock the wheelchair safely.
Oh, wow, that's really good to know.
And for bikes, many city buses have racks at the front. You just lift your bike on and secure it before getting on.
So you don't have to leave your bike behind?
Nope. It makes combining cycling and transit super easy.
So when I said, "Excuse me, does this go to Main Street?" that's a super useful structure?
Right. You can swap in any location. Does this go to Union Station? Does this go to the university?
And "Where should I get off?" is also helpful if you don't know the stop name.
Or can you let me know when we get there? People are usually kind.
We also said transfer. That's if you need to change buses during your trip.
Sometimes you transfer at a terminal or just at another stop along the way.
Let's practice the question together. Excuse me, does this go to Main Street?
Say it one more time. Does this go to Main Street? You can change the place based on where you need to go.
And if you've ever been too shy to ask the driver, we get it. We've both been there.
But just asking once can save you a long trip in the wrong direction.
Next up, we'll talk about what to do if you actually miss your stop. Haha, it happens.
Or worse, you're on the bus and suddenly realize it's going the wrong way.
Yep, I've done that too. Let's talk about what to do in that moment.
It happens to everyone, especially newcomers. So let's talk about what you can do.
Okay, first, how can you tell if it's the right direction?
Before getting on, check the bus sign. It usually says the direction, like eastbound or westbound, or the name of the last stop.
And on the bus?
There's usually a screen that shows the stops, and the driver announces them too, but sometimes it's hard to hear.
So, if I'm not sure, I just ask?
Yes, that's always okay.
All right, let's act this out. I'll be the rider again.
I'll be another passenger.
Hey, sorry, do you know if this bus goes to River Street?
I think you're going the opposite way. River Street is back that way.
Oh no! What should I do?
Don't worry. You can get off at the next stop and cross the street. The same bus line should come on the other side.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Anytime.
So that was if I'm going the wrong direction. What if I miss my stop?
Oops. Let's play that one too.
Hey, did we already pass Main Street?
Yeah, that was 2 stops ago.
Oh, no, I totally missed it.
It's okay. Just stay on the bus. You can get off and walk back or wait for a return bus going the other way.
That's actually not too bad.
Not bad at all. It's all part of learning the system.
Yeah, and people are usually nice when you ask for help.
Always true.
So let's go over a few words from today.
Wrong way means the opposite direction.
To get off means to leave the bus.
To transfer is when you switch buses or trains.
And a stop is where the bus lets people on or off.
You'll hear eastbound or westbound a lot. That just means which way the bus is going.
Let's repeat some lines for practice. I'll say it first, and you can say it with me the second time. Is this the right direction? Is this the right direction? Is this the right direction? Did we pass Main Street? Did we pass Main Street? Did we pass Main Street? What should I do now? What should I do now? What should I do now? It's okay to make mistakes. That's how we learn.
You're doing great. Every ride makes you more confident. Okay, so you're almost at your stop. What do?
Right. It's not like the driver magically knows you want to get off.
Yeah, you have to let them know.
Most buses have a button you can press or a red string you can pull.
And when you do that, you'll hear a ding sound. That means your stop is requested.
All right, let's try it out. I'm the rider this time.
Go for it.
Okay, I think my stop is next. Presses button. Ding!
Nice. You'll also see a light that says stop requested. That's how you know it worked.
Sometimes I get nervous, like, what if I miss the door?
Totally normal. Just move toward the back door a bit early. Some buses only open the rear door for exit.
And I noticed people don't usually say anything when they leave.
Yeah, unless it's a small town. It's kind of the same in New York. Most people just leave quietly, but saying thanks is always nice.
How about tapping out? I heard in some cities you need to scan your card again.
Good point. In Toronto, no. But in places like Vancouver, you tap on and tap off. Same thing in New York. You swipe your Metro card or tap your phone. No need to do it again when you leave.
So always check before riding in a new city?
Exactly. And speaking of different cities...
Oh yeah, do doors always open by themselves?
Not always. In Toronto, the back door might not open unless you touch it. Same in New York. Sometimes you have to push.
What about Vancouver?
It's usually automatic there. But still, I always check or wait for the driver.
Okay, so even getting off is part of the learning. Let's go over a few words from this block.
To get off means to leave the bus.
A stop request is when you press the button or pull the string.
Tap out means to scan your card when leaving.
And back door is usually where you exit.
Let's repeat them together. I'll say them once, and then you say them with me. Get off.
Get off. Get off.
Stop request.
Stop request. Stop request.
Tap out.
Tap out. Tap out.
Back door.
Back door. Back door. You did it! You finished your first full ride.
One step closer to becoming a local.
Okay, we've talked about how to ride the bus, but how should we behave once we're on it?
Yeah, this part is important. North American transit is pretty chill, but there are a few unspoken rules.
Like keeping your voice down. People really value quiet on buses.
And don't take up extra seats with your bags. That's a big no-no.
Ooh, and if someone needs a priority seat, like a senior or someone with a cane, you should move.
Same goes for strollers or wheelchairs. Those spaces are clearly marked.
Let's go through a little moment on the bus. What not to do.
I'll go first. I'm sitting on a priority seat, blasting music from my phone.
And I'm standing next to you, looking awkward, holding a cane.
Oops, I suddenly notice and jump up. Oh, sorry. Please take this seat.
That's better.
And hey, another thing. If you're chewing gum loudly or eating smelly food, people might not say anything, but trust me, they're judging.
It's true.
In New York, it's kind of the same, but people might speak up more if you're being rude.
Yeah, I've noticed that. In Toronto, people usually just give you that silent stare.
Let's go over some quick tips.
Keep your voice down.
Don't play loud music.
Offer your seat to those who need it.
Don't block the doors.
And keep food smells to yourself.
Let's repeat those together to practice. I'll say each one, and you repeat it with me. Keep your voice down.
Keep your voice down. Keep your voice down.
Don't play loud music.
Don't play loud music. Don't play loud music.
Offer your seat.
Offer your seat. Offer your seat.
Don't block the doors.
Don't block the doors. Don't block the doors.
No smelly food.
No smelly food. No smelly food. We're almost ready to ride like locals.
One more block to go.
Wow, we made it through the whole ride.
Yeah, from planning the trip to tapping your card, asking questions, and getting off the bus.
And not just that, we practiced real conversations, learned how to ask for help, and what to do in tricky moments.
If this was your first time learning all that, be proud. It's a lot. But now you know what to do and how to say it in English.
Let's practice together. I'll say each line, and Henry will help you repeat. Where can I buy a card?
Where can I buy a card? Where can I buy a card?
Does this bus go to Main Street?
Does this bus go to Main Street? Does this bus go to Main Street?
Where's the stop?
Where's the stop? Where's the stop?
Is this the right direction?
Is this the right direction? Is this the right direction?
I'd like to get off.
I'd like to get off. I'd like to get off.
How much is the fare?
How much is the fare? How much is the fare?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Excuse me, does this go to King Street?
Excuse me, does this go to King Street? Excuse me, does this go to King Street?
Can you please tell me when we get to my stop?
Can you please tell me when we get to my stop? Can you please tell me when we get to my stop?
Great job! You've learned a full ride from start to end.
Let's add a few do's and don'ts too. Keep your voice down.
Keep your voice down. Keep your voice down.
Offer your seat.
Offer your seat. Offer your seat.
Don't block the door.
Don't block the door. Don't block the door.
No smelly food.
No smelly food. No smelly food. I still remember my first week in Canada. I got on the wrong bus twice.
Same here. I once rode in the wrong direction for 30 minutes.
But honestly, people were kind. Someone even helped me find my stop.
That's the thing. Don't be afraid to ask. Most people will try to help.
Also, fun tip, some cities have night buses. They run when the subway is closed.
True. And sometimes buses don't say the name of the stop, so it's okay to ask or use your phone map.
That used to stress me out at first, but asking really helped.
Exactly. You're doing great just by being curious and trying.
So, if today's ride felt a bit more familiar,
That means you're growing more confident, and that's amazing. You made it through the full ride, start to finish.
and don't worry if you forget sometimes. That's how we all learn.
We'll keep going, step by step, ride by ride.
Next time, we'll show you how to use the subway and light rail. That's a whole new world.
So, stay with us. If you liked this episode, give us a follow. You can also like, rate, or share it with someone who's learning too.
See you next time.
Bye for now.